aspirants, I welcome you all to daily newspaper analysis of Shankar IAS Academy. Today's date is 9th of April 2025. Displayed here are the list of articles that we are going to discuss today. In this first article, we'll be discussing about CAPTCHA, how it evolved, what are all the limitations and way forward for it. And in the second article, we'll be discussing about PARWA and what are all the new guidelines or the framework given by SEBI. And in the third article, we'll be seeing about the basics about Agastya Malai Biosphere Reserve. And finally, we'll be seeing about Jayashree Mahabodhi Temple, which is in Sri Lanka. It is in news because our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has visited the place. So we shall see all the articles from the prelims perspective. Without any delay, let us get into the first article discussion. Now look at this news article. This news article talks about CAPTCHA. Now currently CAPTCHA is in news because a lot of hackers, they are using CAPTCHA, especially fake CAPTCHA, to distribute Legion Loader malware. So this Legion Loader malware is nothing but a tool that will be uploaded into your system or your mobile phone. So this particular tool, what it will do is it will download n number of, or it will install n number of malicious browsing extensions that will steal your user data. So this is what this is why CAPTCHA is in news recently, and this particular topic, it can be asked in both prelims as well as mains. In prelims, it will be asked under current events of national importance and general science, and in mains it will be asked under GS paper 3 under science and technology. So with this, we shall look into the basics of CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA, it can be expanded as completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. So as the name itself suggests, the very basic idea of CAPTCHA is to distinguish human as well as robots and bots. And it is actually a security mechanism that will distinguish human from bot. So it is actually a security mechanism. So this will also include a lot of simple challenges, and it can be done by human and as well as bots. However, we have very distinct sense when we compare it with robots as well as bots. So this CAPTCHA will help us to distinguish through these challenges. Now moving on, we shall see how this CAPTCHA actually evolved. See, it came in early 2000s, and this particular thing was introduced by Louis von Ahern. So he brought in distorted text usage to distinguish human as well as bots. Then in 2009, reCAPTCHA came, where used scan books were used. So this aided in text digitalization as well. And thirdly, in 2014, invisible CAPTCHA came. Here, behavior-based checks were given. So it reduced user friction. And finally, there is modern CAPTCHA, where image recognition and buzzles were given, and this will be utilizing the behavioral analysis. So this is how the CAPTCHA has been evolved over time. Now we have to see how it actually works. It works based on the Turing test. Turing test is nothing but, can a machine mimic humans' behavior or not? So through the Turing test, the particular website will identify whether the person who is in front of the website is a human or a machine. So this will leverage humans' cognitive ability that bot struggle to replicate. So this is the very important thing. Even though AI are advanced, but they lack the sense human have. So this CAPTCHA will is built, or it is based on the sense which human have. So this will help us to eliminate the bots. So here comes the question, why can't the bots, they can enter into the website? See, there are a lot of reasons. Firstly, the security concerns. So there are a lot of millions of data being circulating in the internet as well as the website. There are cookies that has been collected. So everything will be inside the website securely. So if a bot is entering, there will be security breach in the first place. Secondly, imagine there are ticket booking websites. A bot can enter inside, and it can entirely book the entire screen. So what will happen is, next, using that, any human who is using that bot, they will sell that ticket for higher rates through other persons. So there are a lot of concerns like this when bots are entering into a particular website, and that is why CAPTCHA is playing a very good mechanism, very good protecting mechanism that will distinguish human as well as bots. Now moving on, we shall see about the limitations of it. Firstly, AI advancement. Now bots are even increasingly able to bypass this captchas. So we have to get even more equipped with this captcha, and that is accessibility issue, difficulty for users with disabilities. So not everyone could, a person who can't see, a person who does not who can't hear, so they have issues in accessing this captcha. And finally, there is user experience can cause frustration and reduce engagement. So there are a lot of multiple declines where there is where a person who is in hurry, so those kinds of frustrations is also there. Now here comes the question, what is the way ahead? Firstly, we have to bring in adaptive security, which should be based on the risk, and its context aware verification should be there. Secondly, inclusive design. So the multimodal capture for broader accessibility should be brought in. And thirdly, behavior analysis. We have to bring passive checks using user activity. And finally, we have to bring integration. We have to use multi-factor and risk-based authentication systems. So through this, we can secure a particular website, and we can make captcha even more better. So based on the content we have discussed, I have framed a prelims question for you. You can quickly go through the question. So here the correct answer for the question is option B, 213 only. First statement is actually incorrect. So with these learned points, now let us move on to the next news article discussion. Now look at this article that talks about SEBI. SEBI has recently released a particular framework for PARVA. PARVA can be expanded as Past Risk and Return Verification Agency. So from prelims perspective, you have to learn about what is this PARVA, what is the purpose of it. Then you have to also learn what are all the framework is about. So this particular topic, it can be asked even in mains under Indian economy, under mobilization of resources, government budgeting, SEBI reforms and investor protection mechanism. So here comes the question, what is PARVA? PARVA, as the name itself suggests, this particular agency is there to verify past performance claims made by investment advisors, research analysts and algo providers. See, investor advisors are not nothing but the people or the agencies that provide advice to the people where to invest. So research analysts, they give the entire history of a particular company's performance, and algo providers also, they give the algorithm for how market can change depending upon different times. So all these people, they assist CRAs, which can be called which can be expanded as credit rating agencies. So we all know about the role of credit rating agencies. They play a crucial role in our financial market. So credit rating agencies, what they will do is they rate company based on their performances. So based on the credit rating given by that CRAs to a particular company, people will invest in that company. So based on that only, the high performance companies are given as Nifty and Sensex. So all these are there, but here there is a very big question. What if the credit rating agency give false information in order to get some other gain? So there are a lot of potential for loopholes as well as misuses, and that is why the SEBI has brought in this particular agency. So this agency, the very purpose of this agency is to ensure fair, transparent and standardized performance reporting in the securities market. So it is nothing but it is not like a new body. The credit rating agencies, they will be upgraded as past risk and return verification agencies. So we can also tell that CRAs will be asked will be called as PARVA. So what are all the eligibility for PARVA? They should have minimum 15 years in operation, then only they will be eligible. They should have net worth of at least 100 crore rupees. They should be rated at least 200 debt issuers. Apart from this, they must have a grievance redressal system. This should include online dispute resolution. They must sign, apart from this, they must sign an agreement with PARVA Data Center PDC. So there is another subcategory in this framework which is called the PDC. PDC is nothing but PARVA Data Center. We'll see about PARVA Data Center in a slide later. Apart from this, what are all the eligibility is that they have to get After this approval, they have to build an infrastructure within 3 months. So these are all certain eligibilities and responsibilities of Parva. Now moving on, we shall quickly go through other some responsibilities of Parva. Firstly, bringing in standardized risk return reporting. So this will give a uniform methodology for all the investors, investment advisors as well as algo providers. So this will bring in a lot of transparency in the first place. This will bring uniformity and this will bring accountability. So second thing is no cherry picking. Cherry picking is a process where a particular company or any particular organization, they give only the necessary information to portray that the company is performing better. So that is what cherry picking is actually meant by. So there are chances for the CRAs to portray a particular company as a very good performing company. So this will not happen if there is a standardized methodology which is developed by Parva. So it will give full performance history. This must be shown. So this will also bring in a lot of transparency. Then there is no selective highlighting. So all the products data must be disclosed through online. And here also people can choose what is the best thing based on the data that has been provided. Then it should be linked to verified data. All promotional material must link through QR code to Parva verified data. So this is also a very important step. Now moving on, we shall say about the Parva Data Center PDC. See, PDC, any stock exchange, it is designated as PDC by SEBI. So this stock exchange, Parva has to has to get into an agreement with this PDC. So they act as the data repository and they provide market data to Parva. So based on this only, Parva will be making all the methodologies will be uniform, and based on that only all the agencies will provide the credit rating. They must maintain infrastructure for data sharing, grievance redressal as well as QR code generation. So these are all very important facts that you have to remember about Parva as well as PDC. So based on the things we have discussed, I have given a prelims question for you. What is the function of Parva Data Center? It is as simple as that. The correct answer for the question is acting as a central market data repository and QR code generator for Parva. So with these learned points, now let us move on to the next news article discussion. Now look at this news article. This news article talks about Agastya Malai. Now Agastya Malai is a news because Supreme Court has asked a Central Empowerment Committee, in short called a CEC, to conduct an extensive survey of the entire tropical forest of Agastya Malai landscape in the southern western Ghats to identify non-forestry activities and encroachment. So this is why Agastya Malai is in news. This particular topic, it can be asked in both prelims as well as mains. In prelims, it will be asked under general issues on environmental ecology, biodiversity and climate change, and in mains it will be asked under biodiversity, environment and conservation. So from prelims perspective, let us quickly go through what is the basics of Agastya Malai, which will be asked as a question in preliminary examination. So it is actually located in southern western Ghats. Here you can see the exact location of Agastya Malai. Agastya Malai is already asked in preliminary examination, once in a match based question, and another time it was directly asked as a question. So it is a very, very important question. So it is in southern western Ghats. The status is it is UNESCO recognized biosphere reserve, very important thing. It is part of Western Ghats biodiversity hotspot, and it is named after Sahi Agastya, who is revered in Tamil tradition. So this particular place, it is also renowned through epics. For example, in Ramayana epic, when Lakshmana felt sick, Anjaneya, he travelled to this particular spot to collect the herbs, and he returned back. So that is why this Agastya Mala is too famous when it comes to Tamil tradition. And when we talk about the tribes who is inhabited in this particular area is Kani tribes. Now moving on, we shall see about the rich diversity. So the flora as well as fauna. The fauna is lion-tailed macaque. It is a very common species there. Nilgiri tar as well as Bengal tiger, gaur are certain important species there. Then there are Nilgiri marten, sloth bear, great pied hornbill. Hornbill is a very important species that you have to remember. They are actually the farmers of the forest, because they dispose lot of seeds, especially in the Western Ghats. And we had a very important question regarding sloth bear, so remember that also. Then we have Malabar spiny dormouses. And when we talk about flora, there are literally 2000 Ayurvedic medical plants, as well as there are rare herbs and endemic vegetables. Now moving on, we shall see about the protected area that is included. Neyyar, Peppara, then we have Sendurne Wildlife Sanctuary. Then we have Kalakad Mundandurai Tiger Reserve, KMTR. Then we have Periyar and Srivilliputtur Gizzard Squirrel Sanctuary. And finally, we have Mehamalai and Tirunelveli Wildlife Sanctuaries. So all these are protected area included under this Agastya Malai. Now moving on, we shall see about the Central Empowerment Committee, CEC. See, it is actually a body appointed by the Supreme Court. They will ensure compliance with environmental norms as well as court orders, and they will assess the encroachment. They will suggest restoration as well as rehabilitation measures. So these are all important facts that you have to remember from this article. Now, based on the questions we have discussed, I have framed a prelims question for you. Here, the Agastya Malai Biosphere Reserve, it is spread across Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Second statement says it is home to endemic species as the Nilgiri tar and line-tailed macaque. The Kani tribe inhabit parts of this reserve. It is recognized by UNESCO as part of global geopark networks. The correct answer for this particular question is option B, 2 and 3 only. So with these learned points, now let us move on to the next news article discussion. Now look at this news article. As the title itself hints, this article talks about our Prime Minister's recent visit to Sri Lanka. So during his visit, he has recently visited Jayashri Mahabodhi temple at historic city of Anuradhapura. So from prelims perspective, let us quickly go through certain key points from the article. So we shall start with what is this Mahabodhi. So the Jayashri Mahabodhi temple is actually the oldest living cultured plant in the world, and it is believed to have grown from a branch of Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya. So the Bodh Gaya is the place where Mahabodhi or Gautama Buddha, he got enlightenment, and from there a particular branch has been brought to Sri Lanka, and it has been planted there, and currently it is the oldest living plant in the world. The branch was brought to Sri Lanka by Sangamita, who is nothing but who is none other than Ashoka's daughter. She is actually a Buddhist nun during the 3rd century BCE. So the Sangamita's arrival with the tree, actually they celebrate this day as a special day, and it led to the beginning of spread of Buddhism in Sri Lanka. So apart from this incident, there are certain incidents that led to spread of Buddhism in Sri Lanka. Let us quickly go through them one by one. Firstly, the Third Buddhist Council. See, this happened during regime of Ashoka. We all know that. It led to the decision to send missionaries to spread Buddhism across the world. And Mahinda, who is Asoka's son, he introduced Buddhism to Sri Lanka and converted King Devanampiya Tissa as a Buddhist. And we have Sangamita. She travelled to Sri Lanka at the request of King Tissa and her brother Mahinda. And her arrival is celebrated annually as Uduvapa Poya, or the full moon night in December. Now moving on, we shall see about the historic place Anuradhapura. Here you can look at the location of that particular place. So since it is similar to the name in our India, it doesn't mean this place is in India. It is an ancient city which belongs to Sri Lanka. So it is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site because there are n number of sites there. So here you can see the list of sites that is present currently there. So it is founded around 4th century BCE by King Pandugabaya, and it is the capital city of Sri Lanka from 377 BCE to 1017 CE. And it is known for ancient monuments, monasteries as well as palaces, and major pilgrim center for Buddhists. So these are all very important facts that you have to remember from this article. So based on the things we have discussed, I have framed a prelims question for you. Consider the following statement about Jayam Sri Mahabodhi tree. So since it is in news directly, it can be asked specifically like this. 3 statements are being given. First statement says it was brought from India by Mahinda, son of Emperor Ashoka. Second statement says it is a branch of the original Bodhi tree under which Bodha attained enlightenment. Third statement says the tree is located in Kandy, which is in Sri Lanka. The correct answer here is obviously option B, 2 only. So with this, we came to the end of the news article discussion. If you like the video, hit like, do comment, and don't forget to subscribe to Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Now, thank you so much for listening.